What's going on, everybody? My name is Aaron, aka Leo DeGaneiro. I am participating in my sister Kendra's Got to Give, Something's Gotta Give series. I firmly believe that with our young people today, that we just have to really help each other out and share our life lessons. And though we're all young and we're all learning this together, no one's greater than the other, no one's more than the other. Sharing our experiences can sometimes help and embrace somebody else, enhance them to a new level in their lives. We've been praying about transitions, being uncertain about where you're going next in your lives and things of that nature. So my short topic that I just wanted to talk on today was dealing with people, and dealing with people who don't add to your life, but they take away from you. I personally have been erasing people from my life because I realized during early this summer that I used the word friend too loosely. Anyone that I had a nice experience with, anyone that I seemed to like, I just immediately called them friend, instead of building a relationship with them and working at it. And then I would find myself getting upset because these people who I expected to be there for me weren't. And I heard something today where one of my coworkers was like, "This is my body, and I, have only so much time to be in this body. Why would I allow anyone else to corrupt it? I should always be in peace." So I have learned to not let people mess that up. There's no shade to anyone, who I may not speak to as much anymore, but I just feel like in our lives, we're so quick to attach ourselves to others because we're in desperate need of just wanting someone around, or you want to be, with someone in a relationship. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to be in a relationship, but as of right now, I'm learning that that's not what I need. But for some people who just cling to others because you feel like they are gonna help you be better, instead of just sharing a life with someone, meeting someone, building a relationship with anyone, whether it's a romantic relationship, a friendship, a networking relationship, we just need to do better at really, really, really deciphering who's supposed to be in our lives and who is not. It's your life, and if you don't know how to see or spot a problem from a mile away in the shape of a person, then sometimes you have to learn the hard way. There are many people who just go to and fro, bouncing from friend to friend to friend, and then they keep losing friends, but they keep finding the same friends with the same personality. So it's almost like they keep finding the same spirit, but just a different body. And it's like, why keep putting yourself through that? Something has to give. And this is not a gimmick, but it's real. Something's got to give. When are we going to realize that our peace is more important, that our self is our worth is far more important than any person's friendship if they're not adding to our lives? And vice versa, us adding to them. We should not be in toxic relationships where we're just taking from others. It should be a mutual exchange of time, energy, space, money, food, whatever. It should be a mutual agreement. As it starts out, it should not be, toxic where one is giving more than the other. When you start a relationship with someone, it should be 50-50. You give 50 of yourself, that person gets 50 of themselves, but in that 50, you each give 100%, if that makes sense. Because two halves make a whole, and if you each give a half of yourself, you make a whole relationship. But so many people are asking and expecting others to give 100%, and it's like, no, if I give you all of me, then when you leave, who am I? A mess. I'm zero. I'm nothing. So why deplete myself for the sake of another person when I could be building on who I am? Because I don't know who I am completely, but I know more of who I am today than when I did 3 years ago. And I know who I am today will not be who I will be 5 years from now. I'll be better, by the grace of God. I've been in a season where I've locked down who my true friends were. and I make sure that I spend contact with those people. And to those who you know who you are, thank you for being there for me and helping me better myself, as I do to you. Thank you for being inspiration for me as I am for you. I just feel like you don't need. I had to learn the hard way. It's okay to know a lot of people, because if you know me, you know that I know a lot of people. It is Atlanta, back home, Omaha, here, even New York. I run into people all the time, and it's like I don't have to be friends with all of those people for long periods of time. I have, I can have a starting five, a furious five, who I can go to, and therefore they be the ones that we have these awesome experiences with. And then, when I think about this, I think about Medea's, I'm a big fan of Medea. Medea's her tree analogy, the branches, the leaves, and the roots. I'd rather have roots. I may not be a strong tree, but I'll be a nice little skinny one with strong roots. I mean, why would I wouldn't want to be a fake plant bought with all these leaves that are going to wither away and die, or that are just going to collect dust and be used up storage. Why? Why all of that when I can be, someone could plant seeds in my life and I can be the smallest tree, but I'll be strong and firm in who I am as a tree, be it small, tall, large, whatever, instead of being a fake plant that can get thrown away. I'm not something to be thrown away, and neither are you. Something has got to give. You're more important than what you think you are. You are amazing. And people, if you can't see that you're amazing, no one else is going to see that you're amazing. You have to look at yourself and find your own worth. That's something that we must do. So, that's my little tidbit. I didn't want to go too far into this, but I hope that as you're watching this, that you can take away something from this. A lot of us are just trying to find those friends. They'll come. I've learned I used to always lose stuff, but when I stopped thinking about it and stopped, getting frustrated over it, that's when I found it. So I'm in the process of not looking for certain relationships and hoping that one day they'll come. And they do, when I least expect it. So I pray that throughout the rest of a couple of days of this week, that you can take away something from this, and know that you're far more worth than what you think you are, and that your time is precious and your body is precious, and that you are just amazing the way that you are. And if you can't find friends or people who can appreciate your amazingness because they appreciate their own, then you should start just going in another direction. Don't put up with something just for the sake of not being by yourself. 'Cause sometimes being by yourself can be some of the best things. You'll find out so much. There's so much inside of you that you just don't know about. God placed it there. So don't be afraid to dive in and dive in deep. I hope more people add to this Something's Gotta Give series, because we have a lot of things to say. It may not be right. I'm not saying that, my way is the highway, because it's definitely not. I, believe in God. I'm, follower of Christ, passionate follower of Christ. But I also, live my own life as I hope you would live yours. So may my words somehow empower you to be greater and to just know that you're amazing and know that you're loved. And I love you too. So have a good one and talk to you soon. Be easy.